What up, players? Welcome to the very first War Boss Tay Un-Bobo-xing. Hey, yeah, Bobo just took a bath. I had no idea that you could give parrots showers, but apparently you can. You can put them in the shower with you and give them a bath. Sorry, there's so much light behind, so you can't really see how Bobo's all damp and stuff. Bobo, come, we're gonna do an Un-Bobo-xing. So today we're going to look at the Chaos Space Marine Raptors. These came out when Chaos was just re-released and updated, I should say. Before then, you can only get the Raptors in a box of 5, and they were metal. I don't even know if they made it to the transition into Finecast when everything in Games Workshop started going to Finecast. But yeah, now you can get them in plastic. It's totally awesome. They make either these 5 Raptors, or you turn them over and you make these Warp Talons. Now, something that I never understood was that the Games Workshop Warp Talons art and everything makes them look like Night Lords, obviously, but Night Lords themselves are a very stable gene seed. Like, they don't mutate like the others, unless there are specific examples of, like, the Captain Vandred of the 10th Company, who willingly became possessed by a demon, so he started to mutate. But overall, there's not much mutation in the Night Lords. So I always thought that it was funny that the Warp Talons were kind of like the example of Raptors that have mutated from spending too long in the warp. I don't know, what do you think about that, Bobo? So today, in our Un-Bobo-xing, we are going to take a look at the sprues, see what you get, and then I think I'm going to build up, I think I want to build up maybe like a squad of 5 Chaos Raptors that I'll use as my, that I'll use in my tutorial on how to paint a Night Lord's Raptor. Because I believe I did a Raptor tutorial before when they were in metal, and then I did a Night Lord's tutorial for when the new color range came out, but I haven't done one yet like this. And I was thinking maybe I'll build 5 Warp Talons like Lucoriphus and the Bleeding Eyes. And now that I think about it, maybe what I'll do is I'll build one up to look like Lucoriphus. And he's one of the special characters in the Night Lords novels. Really cool. And yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll build 4 standard Raptors, and maybe I'll use them for other tutorials for the first founding tour of the first founding legions. But yeah, I think that way you can see what it looks like to do both a Warp Talon and a bunch of Raptors. So this is what you get in the box. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 round bases, infantry sized. You get the standard Chaos Space Marine transfer sheet with all your Chaosy icons on it. You know, these stupid Night Lords transfers. They should have updated that. Ugh, so irritated. And then you get 2 sprues. So the first one, let's get in close and see some detail, Bobo. You get, here we go, 10 or 5 pairs of shoulder pads, and these are very reminiscent of the old Chaos Space Marine Raptors. They have these lined, almost like grill-like pattern on them. It's upside down. Let's turn that around. But a lot of, yeah, it's very reminiscent of the old style. These are, I believe, spiky claw bits for the Raptors. Some spiky bits for the jump pack for the Raptors. A plasma gun, a power fist, 2 plasma pistols, 3 plasma pistols, some arms. These really cool older looking jetpacks, and chain fists. Oh, look how brutal these chain fists are. Not chain fists, but these chain swords. Alright, they look so much better with this little like bladed part at the end. This little hooked point on the end. So spiky, so chaosy. Power weapon, power sword, chain sword, some more wings for the jump packs. The legs, melt-a-gun. The legs look really great. Let's get some detail on that. So they all look like they're jumping off of pieces of the battlefield, and they all look really, really awesome. Let's see if there are, yeah, their feet. I guess the feet go on separately. And here you get the raptor heads. Now there's a difference between the raptor heads and the warp Talon heads. The raptors are just more Chaos Space Marine like, so they'll look more unmutated, or yeah, or I guess you would say less mutated than the warp Talon heads. So let's take a look at the second sprue right at the top. I'll show you these warp Talon heads. Look at them. It looks like their helmets had mutated. So these could be cool to go on chosen champions or other kinds of special units. So great for your bits box. If you don't use the warp Talons, I would keep them. You've got toes. Oh, that's why, because the warp Talons all have like spikes on their feet. So definitely Lucoriphus and the Bleeding Eyes. If you're gonna try to be fluffy and build a Night Lord's army with the Raptor cult, that's what they would have, the little spiky toe bits. Raptor head, some more jump packs, another or a flamer, and then you get these warp claws, chain or bolt pistol, and look at how chaosy and spiky these bolt pistols are. Really, really cool. More Freddy Krueger warp Talons. Oh, so awesome. Two more legs. Raptor head, and another chainsword. And now let's take like the torsos, last but not least. The torsos don't change, they all are kind of the same. Yeah, they are pretty funny. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut this video now that we've seen, oh yeah, and I did take off one warp claw because I used that in my Wolf Lord on my Thunder Wolf, for those of you who've seen that episode. But oh man, look at the detail on these warp Talons. They look really great, and you can save them for if you want a Chaos Lord with lightning claws. It's probably a really, really great conversion to do. Yeah, you don't have to use them for what they were intended for, because I've heard not so many great things about the warp Talons. So let me know if any of you have used warp Talons in the game, and if they've actually been of any, you know, big difference. Because as far as I know, warp Talons, when I'm looking online and what I read in the book and all the lists I'm trying to put together if I were to do a Chaos Warband, warp Talons just don't really seem to do it for me. But they do look great. I mean, look at them all built and painted up. They do look pretty nasty. Just the fact that they can't have weapons, though. They only have these like lightning claw kind of things, and yeah, their special rules and their points. I don't know. Have you found any luck with them? Have you found any use for them in your game? Let me know. I'd love to hear back from you. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to build them up, and we'll come back for part 2 of the video on this Un-Bobo-xing, and we will show you what they look like all built up together. I think I'm going to do a champion, maybe with a power weapon, a guy with a melt-a-gun, and then some guys with chain axes and bolt pistols. Bobo, turn around to the camera. Say hi to the public. Alright, so we're going to cut it off here. Stay tuned for part 2 of our Un-Bobo-xing, and say latest, players. No, don't eat them.